We go off-road racing in mud-sweating gears today. This time round we feature highlights of the Colt Baberspan 500, second round of the SA Off-Road Championship for motor vehicles. After round one of the championship, the Lichtenberg 400, the Mitsubishi Pajero team of Neil Woolridge and Kenny Scholthammer were leading the production vehicle category. And for this event, they had a brand new weapon at their disposal, the ex-Dakar Pajero, which finished second last year. Woolridge and Scholthammer were leading Pete Haasbroek and Christo Bosch in their Toyota, who were also at the top of Class D, with Hannes Schwabler and Richard Leek in their BP Nissan third. In the special vehicle category, the championship leaders were father and son combination Bodo and Gary Berthold in their night glass raceco. They had a great run in the Lichtenberg 400, beating many of the more fancied teams to get their championship campaign off to the best possible start. The Berthold pair were also leading Class B and ahead of Class A leaders Henry Kirstein and Reinier Juster in their raceco, with Rashid Noble and Steve Cooper third overall.
No, so I'd like you to comment about Colt's sponsorship of this event, what prompted it, and how you as a manufacturer see off-road racing benefiting the motor manufacturers in the future.
Look, as funny enough, Oppie said on the last interview, this is going to become one of the biggest motorsport entities in South Africa. So for the manufacturers not participating at this stage, they're basically just losing. From our side sponsoring the event, we've been involved in motor racing from Mercedes-Benz, from Colt, from all over the world, and we just felt that it's really time that we try and plow some effort back into motorsport.
Time trials are held to determine the starting order for the race, and crews got an early indication of what they could expect. Brandon Harkus was partnered by circuit racer Richard Roots in the Golden Data Racing Raceco and set the seventh quickest time. Jackie Joubert in the Jojo Tanks Beetle, with its turbocharged Volvo engine, was partnered by Dakar legend and multiple quad champion Vickers van Dierenden.
Yeah, it's a new experience for me, but I look forward. I never realized a car could sit like we say in Afrikaans, so near to be fat. This car is unreal. I always see it, but I never be in it, and it's lovely to be in it. It's like a electric car. It's just it never go off the track, and I can't think. I think we had a good chance here to do very well.
Rob Walk had gone the twin-seater route with his son Gareth in the hot seat of the Super Pave Raceco. Walk had swapped cars with JJ Volmerons from Botswana, who ironically got passed by the Walks after getting stuck during the time trial.
Rob, you're better known for your exploits in single-seaters in recent years. You've changed seats.
Yeah, it's a change as good as a holiday, I reckon, and I'm looking forward to a good season of twin-seater with Gareth, my son, and hopefully I can keep up the good work that I did in the single-seater.
You're one of the many sons involved with their fathers in off-road racing. What's this appeal that off-road racing has for, call it, family-based sport?
Well, first of all, if your father's racing, obviously the son's got to come up from somewhere. I started at a young age, and I just went up with it, and now I just love it. Can't get it out of my system.
Enzo Kun here, and a bit of a wrong slot for the rally star.
As a rallyist, you're used to being mollycoddled. You do 4 kilometers stage, you have new tires, you get fed, you get massaged, you get watered, all of that. Tell me about the endurance element of off-road racing. It's like chalk and cheese.
There's a big difference between the two. I mean, I'm, as you say, used to after 5 kilometers or say 4 minutes get a fresh set of tires and a cool drink, and there's nothing like this. Yeah, you need to look after yourself as well, and it's still hot inside the vehicle. It's still hard work, and you've got 5 hours to go. So there's a big difference, and I think that also dictates the pace you're driving at, which is a long way from what we are used to in rallying, where we go 100% or as close, as fast as we physically can drive that vehicle. Here we are going, pacing ourselves to make it to the end.
Elsa Tiart from Veal magazine, partnering Frikkie Buerter in the Santon Pajero, came across Woolridge and Scholthammer, who'd suffered some serious damage to the front suspension of the Mitsubishi Pajero.
Neil, tell us what happened.
We just clipped this big tree stump on the inside there, and we've damaged the suspension a little bit. But we'll fix it and we'll be on our way again. Can you? This Anna. Okay. This side of the box.
Philip Porter and Guillaume Knight from Gaborone in their Toyota Hilux were one of the many teams that passed the stricken Pajero, which would start at 65th out of 74 cars the following day. Problems too for 11 times rally champion Cyril van der Merwe and Scott Abraham in their SALive.com Jeep Cherokee.
Well, about 3 k's in, just before the water splash, or maybe even earlier. There was a puff of smoke from the gearbox. It looked like a breathed pipe or a gasket or something went in the gearbox. We then lost first and second gear. Carried on in third, eventually that went as well. And this is how we got in reverse, which is about 7 k's from the end of the section. But we did probably about 5 k's in reverse as well. So it looks like another gearbox would have to be put in. But what seems to be the problem?
I think we did a pretty good time trial. I'm sure we put up the fastest time in Class B. Of that I'm quite sure. We're going very well. And all of a sudden coming back on the main road, we're going quite slowly. We had a rrrr like that. And when we stop now, we've got a hole in the engine block. The conrods come right through the side of the block. You can look in this side of the engine block and look out the other. Look down the bottom here. You can see daylight on the other side. It's a brand new engine.
So, mixed fortunes for some of the fancy teams in the time trial, and in fact the Bertholds were out of the race. As the sun set on the horizon in the northwest province, those who were still in the race settled down for the night. Most crews would do some final checks on their vehicles to make sure that everything was right for the next day, which would cover 500 kilometres in the Delaredo-Mabatu area. Some competitors and their families could relax around the campfire in fine off-roading tradition, while others, like the crew of the SALive.com Jeep, worked through the night, also in fine off-roading tradition. The starting order for Racing Section 2 saw Bevan Bertholds and Botswana businessman Atang Mahakaneni in pole position, but one thing was for certain, this order would not remain the same.